so delighted. I'm so delighted that you have chosen to embark on this journey of success together with me. Like I always say, whatever you want to do in life, you need the right knowledge, don't you? That's why you came to college. You want to do a profession in life or maybe do your own business and all that. You need the right knowledge, that's why you came to college. You know, incidentally, not many people get the right knowledge about things they want to do. For instance, they want to establish a business, they may just plunge in without asking people who have a background or experience in business, and then they fail. Not many people actually study enough about marriage and relationships. So they start, for the first time, they don't know how to do it, and then it backfires, and then they keep saying that marriage is bad, all men are bad, all women are bad, and that kind of thing. But the problem is that you haven't taken your time to learn about the opposite sex, to be able to please them, know how to live with them, you know. And so everything you want to do, you have to get the right knowledge. You want to succeed in life, there is a way to do it. You know, success is not magic. It's not magic at all. If you collect the right knowledge about whatever area that attracts you, then it shortens the odds on your success. It means that you are more likely. It doesn't guarantee success, but you are more likely to succeed if you got the right knowledge and information, aren't you? So information is very, very important. We said that your attitude is your mood, birthed by your focus in life, what you have chosen to focus on. Some people have a negative attitude simply because they had a bad experience with somebody, and that's all they've been meditating on, thinking about, you know, musing over. They can't shake it off their head, and because of that, they get bitter, they get angry, they get upset, and it sours their attitude. You know, some people too may have a good experience somewhere, and they choose to focus on that. And you see that some people are always, you know, nice and smiling and easy to get along with and all that. Your attitude is very, very important. In natural fact, your attitude is more important than your skill, your knowledge, your qualification, your technical know-how, even hard work or the opportunities you have in life. Because you can have all the opportunities in life, if you don't have the right attitude, you can't do anything with them. There are a lot of students that come here, you can tell that they are brilliant, they are gifted, but you know what? Because of some attitude issues, they don't even do the work. They can get on with teachers, they can come to college. Attitude is very important, you see. And when you see people like maybe not succeeding, it's hurtful because you can tell that with just a little bit of fine-tuning or direction, you can fine-tune them to be able to succeed because they've got everything that they need as far as college is concerned to be successful. So attitude is very important. All those things that I mentioned, like knowledge and skill and technical know-how and ability and all that, they are good. But they are only good if you have the right attitude. Because some people have those things here, when they meet a challenge in life, they easily give up. They see a problem as an obstacle, a no-go sign, so they give up. While somebody will say, me, I'll never let any problem overcome me. They are tenacious, they are persistent, they go on and on and on and on. And that's the kind of attitude you need, a persistent attitude. Some people too, they are easily upset by other people. So their whole life is dictated, their mood is dictated by how other people treat them, people's behavior. If you live your life like that, you would always be upset because you can't help the way people treat you. You meet awful people, you meet racist people, you meet unkind people, you meet abusive people. Even when you are nice to them, they want to take advantage of you. People like that, they are in life. Situations, negative situations that you encounter in life, you can't do anything about them. The important thing is that you learn how to respond to those situations. Because if you don't, you will always be upset because you meet people that will upset you. If you don't, you will always be bitter because you meet people that want to take advantage of you. If you don't, you will always feel cheated because you may do good and get bad in return. So it's very, very important to watch your attitude. Not allow circumstances and other people and situations and sometimes even family, you know, to dictate our mood. Very important. The good thing is that God has given every one of us the ability to determine our response to these situations. You can choose to respond or you can choose to react. For instance, when you go to hospital and they give you a medication, let's say an operation or a special medicine, and your body receives it, they say you are responding to treatment, isn't it? Good. You are responding to treatment. On the other hand, too, they may give somebody the medication and they say the body is what? Reacting, because it's not taking the medicine in. You can react, that's negative, to what happens to you in life, or you can respond. When you respond, it means that you don't let what happens to you, the circumstance and people's behavior, push you to act wrongly. Have you noticed that when you are upset, your mind even doesn't work properly? Have you noticed that? You can't even speak properly. Have you noticed that when you are upset, your vision gets blurred? When you are upset, your speech is blurred. When you are upset, you do stupid things that later you may regret. In fact, it has been recorded that nursing mothers, when they are bitter and angry, their breast milk is poisoned. When they give it to their babies get sick. Their babies get sick because of that. You see? So it's very, very important for us to have the right attitude. Very, very important. And not allow situations, to dictate our lives. Actually, you cannot hide your attitude. You cannot hide your attitude. Your attitude will always show. It will show in your body language or your facial expression. Have you met somebody and said, she looks depressed, or he looks confused, or he looks terrified? Have you seen that before? You meet people, even without speaking to them, you can tell what is going on. You can't hide your attitude, you see. Last 2 weeks, I told you the story where one of President Abraham Lincoln's staffers asked him, Mr. President, why don't you appoint this man as one of your secretaries, a minister in his government? And the president said, I don't like the man's face. What do you mean you don't like the man's face? What has his face got to do with your job? Nobody is responsible for their face. And he said, no, if you are over 40, if you're over 21, he said over 40, but if you're over 21 and you are making all your decisions, now parents are making some of your decisions, you understand? But when you become an adult and you make all your decisions, you are responsible for the look of your face. Because the president could tell that the man has got a sour face, he's got an unhappy face, and he didn't want somebody like that around him. He didn't want that person. I don't like the look of the man's face. If you are grown up, you are responsible for your own face. Yes? Okay? So it's very, very important that we measure our attitude accordingly. In fact, when you meet a group of young men, members of the gang, you meet them in the street, you can tell their attitude from the way they are walking, their swagger, the way they are wearing their pants, the way they are talking. I mean, there are people on the bar, some maybe trying to read and all that, but they don't mind anybody. The way they are behaving, you can tell. You can tell that they are all angry. Angry about what? Angry about authority. Angry about authority. You see, maybe something went wrong at home, and because of that, they are taking a mick on every authoritative person. Like if they see a man, they have a problem. If they see a teacher, they have a problem. If they see the police, there's a problem. If they see a member of the government, there's a problem. You see, they are angry. You can tell. They don't even have to speak. You meet them, you can tell that their attitude. You see, and people gravitate towards the same attitude. Usually in churches here, when one gossip arises in the church, you see all the gossip, they will rally around him or her, and then they will be talking and that kind of thing, and if you don't stop before you realize, they will destroy your church. You see, the negative attitudes attracts. They attract. You see that very often you gravitate towards people with the same kind of bent as you. They like the same kind of things because you share certain things in common. They attract. That's why people join gangs. They see that those people are all as angry about authority as they are. They have a lot in common, so they team up with them. So attitude is very, very important. Attitude is very, very important. There was this guy, he was traveling in America. He went to the airport and they told him the plane is going to be delayed for 2 hours. And everybody was there, cursing and swearing and insulting the airline staff and all that. I'm going on an important appointment. I'm late and that kind of thing. Everybody was angry. You see? But when you come to a challenging situation like that, there is always a response you can give. You can think and say, if it is true that the plane is going to be late for 2 hours, what can I do in the interim? instead of getting angry, because you're not going to change anything. If they say it's 2 hours before it flies, you can't change it. In the meantime, you can use the 2 hours profitably, isn't it? The same way if you come, maybe a lesson is cancelled, instead of getting angry, there are several things. But you see, you don't think about it. You get angry. Why didn't the teacher come? Why didn't this? Why didn't she do that? And this guy came and asked the ticket attendant, what's going to happen? And I said, how are you anyway? How are you doing? And the guy said, compared to what? He was angry because everybody has been giving him aggro the whole morning. They've been insulting him and that kind of thing. How are you doing? And I said, compared to what? He said, compared to that person out there who doesn't have the job you have. Compared to that person out there who doesn't have the nice clothes you are wearing. Compared to that person out there who doesn't have the nice building like you have to work in. Compared to that person out there who doesn't even have food to eat. Then all of a sudden, a light came up in the attendant, isn't it? I said, oh yeah. I see. I'm doing all right. Thank you for reminding me. And all of a sudden, his attitude changed. He started smiling at people. He started, you understand? And then he told the man and his son, he actually upgraded them to first class because of the way the man got him to think, you see. He got him to think. Instead of being angry, he said, listen, you are lucky in life. Life has been good to you. You may compare yourself to other people and think they are better off than you, but you are better than most people in the world. What about those back home? When I went to Ghana some time ago, about a year ago, to do the election thing, some people live in some down, underground bunker somewhere. You have to scale, some hill down to for about 1.5 miles, to go there before you can reach them. They live there. And they are farmers. So when they harvest their plantain and banana, they have to carry it on their head and climb the mountain back up. You see? And I was wondering, if a woman goes into labor in a place like this, what do they do? What do they do? And the one guy told me, it's more trouble. It's more trouble. We got some leaves. We just take them, squeeze them, get the woman to chew it, and the baby will come. You see? People will come. But one guy told me, at the beginning of every year, I think the 1st of January, our dad will break some twigs here, some leaves and that kind of thing, and give every child to chew. When you chew it, snake bites can't happen to you. I mean, they will bite you, but it will be poisonous. See, aren't you lucky you are not like one of them? You are not in a place like that, you see? So one of the attitudes that we all need to develop is called gratitude. Have you heard that before? Being thankful. Being thankful. Deliberately, when I meet students on campus here, I open the door for little girls who will be my granddaughters. I open the door and stand aside for them to pass. And they will pass like I don't even exist. Then I look back at them. See, there's something we are missing. If you can't say simple thank you for a granddad opening the door for you, there's something wrong, isn't it? I met this guy here. Listen carefully. And he was saying that for me, nobody has helped me in life. I've done everything by myself. My parents were poor. I had to put myself through school. I have to pay my own way, establish my business, and today I'm successful. I've got businesses all over, it's booming. I've got properties all around the world and all that. And I asked the guy, are you sure you did everything by yourself? Of course I did everything. Nobody helped me. Everything from A to Z by myself. You sure? Who gave you your life? Who determined that you will be born in a good hospital, maybe King's College Hospital, instead of that village I was talking about? Who put you to bed at night when you were a little baby? Not talking about the person that carried you, foolish you in their tummy for 9 months. Who fed you when you were a child? Who took you to school? Who taught you? Who gave you your first job? Who gave you the money to start the business and mentored you in business? Who raised that little girl who became a vicious lady that could give herself to you, make love to you, and give you your babies? Your children. Who works for you? Who cleans your office? Who buys your product? Now you are boasting that you are loaded. Who buys your product? Who cleans your office? Who does all this for you? And all of a sudden, a light came up. And the guy looked at him and said, now, look me in the face. If you can tell me that you did all this by yourself, who gave you that stupid and blinded heart and mind? Who gave you that ungrateful heart? And the man started to weep. He said, oh my gosh. I guess everything I have been given, isn't it? There's a question in a very famous book. What do you have that you didn't receive? Tell me. You know where your life came from? You don't know. You see? And all of a sudden, this light came on in this man's heart. He started weeping. I guess everything I have, I've been given. Hey, listen. Even if dad is not at home, or the relationship is not like you want it to be, you still owe him something, don't you? I read a story where some young man slept with a lady, and when it came to time to ejaculate, he said, I'm not having it. He said, I'm not having this baby. And he pissed outside. It's outside. Thank goodness it wasn't you, innit? You've been eaten by some toad or something. You understand? So we have every cause to be grateful. The man, after that, a light came on. He started writing letters to parents. Because until that time, he thought everybody in the world was against him. It was him versus the rest of the world. He has paid his own way. Nobody gave him anything. But after that time, he started being grateful. He wrote letters to employees, to cleaners, to mentors, to teachers, to professors, to parents. Everybody that has sown into his life. And you know, and when he did that, his business became even more booming. He became more successful. But now, he was at peace with himself. You know, because he got more money, but he shared his money with other people. Oh yes, every one of us love the things money can buy. Like the nice clothes and the cars and the nice houses. We all love that, don't we? But there are some things money can't buy. Money can buy you a nice house, but it can't give you a home. It takes a good lady to make a home. Just think about it. If mom goes away and you are left with dad alone for a couple of weeks and all that, you understand? Money can buy you a house, but it can't buy you a home. Money can buy you a colleague, an acquaintance, but not a good friend. Money can buy you a nice bed, but not a good night's sleep. You know that. Yes. Actually, money can get you a nice woman, but it can't get you, a loving wife. It takes more than money. You see, there are some things money can buy, and those things are even more important than the things money can buy. And we need to focus on those. Because you see, the true meaning of life is not found in just accomplishments. The true meaning of life is found in the quality of your relationships. The quality of your relationship. If you and your wife, your missus, get on really good, you feel good about it. If you know that your husband loves you, you feel good about it. If you have a good relationship with dad, you feel good about it. You are healthy, you are whole. You understand? Very important. So one day, when you become a big person, make sure that you work hard in that area. It is not either or. You can have quality relationships as well as the money, because it makes it even easier to succeed financially. If that's your, that's so important to you. You see, basically, there are two primary emotions. We want to call them love and fear. Every negative attitude comes from the emotion of fear. And every positive attitude comes from, the emotion of love. Love and fear. Love and fear are the root emotions, and all other emotions grow from these. For example, from love grows joy, peace, happiness, patience, kindness, gentleness, faithfulness, self-control, companionship, anticipation, that's positive anticipation, inspiration, calmness, hope, satisfaction. Every positive thing you can think about, they all come out of the emotion of love. That's a primary emotion. So if you see somebody that is positive in their outlook, they are tenacious, they don't give up, they are not easily upset, they've got a core emotion of love. On the other hand, that emotion of fear, every negative emotion emanates from that. Like hate, bitterness, rage, irritation, unforgiveness, worry, unkindness, self-pity, envy, jealousy, obsession, cynicism, and all the negative emotions, they come from what? Fear. You know what? Fear is a powerful emotion. But love is even more powerful. Are you listening to me? When you learn to walk in love, to forgive people, to get on with people, anytime you are doing that, all the bitterness already in your heart will disappear. Because the two emotions can't coexist in your mind. So long as you are walking in bitterness and unforgiveness and that kind of thing, the love emotion would, be dormant, would die. In fact, your brain will actually be wired for that. Have you noticed when you are angry, very angry, even your saliva gets bitter? Have you noticed that? Your saliva gets bitter, your mouth gets bitter. You can't even hide it. You look confused because of that. But you know what? We have a choice which one to walk in. Every one of us has a choice which one to walk in. You can choose to walk in the positive emotion, which means that you focus on the positive things of life. In fact, your attitude towards life would determine life's attitude towards you. If you think this country is a great country, tremendous freedom, tremendous help for everybody. Nobody is perfect. The government is not perfect, but they're doing the best, better than many countries out there. This college is obviously not perfect, but there are a lot of good things here. If you have that focus, that positivity, you will see that you get more out of life. You get more out of the college. But if you come with this rubbish college, this, maybe one computer broke down or something, and that kind of thing, and that's why you're focusing on the whole of your life and all that, or maybe you had a little friction with a teacher, and because of that, you can't get on with him, you can't even focus in her lessons and that kind of thing. You see, your focus is negative, and therefore, you'll get negative out of your experience with them. Are you listening to me? So the right focus is important. Positivity, never give up. You know what? Successful people, when they come to challenging or problem situations, they see problems as opportunities to prove how strong. They see problems as something to overcome. They are positive. They know they can do it. But unsuccessful people, when they see a problem, oh my gosh, they see a no-go sign. They see an impossibility. The bottom line is that all of us face the same situation in life. But successful people have learned that problems are there to be solved. Difficulties are there to overcome. And it all depends on your attitude. If your attitude is positive, you are not prepared to give in. You are not prepared to back down. You are not prepared to run away. You will stand up and persist. And when you do that, you will succeed. Are you listening to me? When you are persistent, you will succeed. If you give up, you try this today, maybe George Mono is not good for you, go to Watertown Forest, latest is from, now, where are you going next? Go to school in heaven or something? You understand? When things like that are going on in your life, check from the inside. Check from the inside. Because wherever you go, awful people are there. Challenging situations are there. Problems are there. Nowhere is perfect under this sun. You understand? Check from your inside. If you check your inside, you can survive in any situation. You can survive any adversity. Survive any adversity. And you know what? When you come across grateful people, people that always say thank you, they look so pleasant. You want to hang around them. You see, it's your attitude that will determine what you attract to you or what you repel. If you've got a negative attitude, I get to know that you are like that. You are stubborn and uncompromising and disrespectful. After one or two encounters, do I still want to know you? No. You see, people that may even want to come and enrich your life, bless your life, your attitude will drive them away. A lot of people throw their good marriages away because of attitude. Many of the marriages that are breaking because of attitude. She burned my toast once and so she should go. But you understand? How stupid. Or she argued with me. What do you expect? You don't want a black woman to argue with you? They will argue. They can argue really good. Do you understand? I see. If you're a man, you should rise above that. Isn't it? Yeah. See, we're all born males. You got something in common, isn't it? But it takes your maturity. It takes your responsibility to be a man. Not every male is a man. Those that run away and leave their families and that kind of thing, making little girls pregnant all over the place and that kind of thing, and not, you understand, they are not men. Maybe we should add them to the race of dogs, isn't it? Listen to me. Yes. And when your attitude is bad or is negative, you cannot operate in your giftings, what God called you to do. Because negative attitudes are gift blockers. You cannot perform to your best. You will lose your talents and your skills. You cannot focus. You need that positive attitude to be able to fulfill your purpose in life. Because negative attitudes are gift blockers. They will kill, whatever gift you have already operating in you. Yes. So from today, you have a choice whether to operate in a positive attitude or a negative attitude. Whether to be grateful or ungrateful. Whether to be the kind of person that gives up easily or you be tenacious and stubborn and say, no, I'm not letting this situation overcome me. I think last 2 weeks I told you, they did an experiment. Women that had mastectomy at King's College Hospital, is it Camberwell, Peckham, yeah? Or that area there, okay? They did an experiment, they did a research, and they saw that of the women that were diagnosed with that condition, those that had a positive attitude, some people, they get cancer and say, you know what, I know some people are able to overcome this, whatever it takes. No, I would rather die fighting. I'm not going to turn my back on any problem. People with that kind of attitude, you know what, 70% of them were still alive after 10 years. 70%. They were receiving the same treatment, but those with a negative attitude, the moment the doctor told them, you got this, oh my God, I'm dead. They start writing their will and greeting families and saying their farewells and all that. They don't put up any fight. You don't even have to be a believer to put up a fight. Even people in the world, they put up a fight. They have a strong attitude, maybe an exercise regime or a new diet or positive attitude. After 10 years, 80% of those with negative attitude have died. So even that can determine your longevity, your ability to recover from sicknesses and diseases. Very, very important. I know why I'm so concerned, because you are all gifted, every one of you. But the sad thing is that if you don't refocus your attitude and look at the positive side of life, you are not going to achieve your vision or your purpose in life. Every one of you is gifted. Okay, some of you, your giftedness may not be in school, may not be in the classroom, but you are gifted. There's nobody God brought down here that hasn't got something to see them through life. Everybody has a gift, a talent, an ability, a resource, something they are good at. Look at Michael Jackson. Can he teach like I teach? No. But look at him. Who taught him to dance? He was born with it. Who taught him to sing? He was born with it. The guy got it. Look at David Beckham. Look at Ronaldo. Look at these people. The important thing, discover your purpose in life. You may know there are some things you are naturally wired. You are good at that. There are also some things that you do, you don't get tired. Even if it's for free, like I'm doing, free, but I'm doing it because I love it. Because it's part of my purpose. You see? And one day I wish I would have all the kids and all the young people, not kids, all the young people in London to address them and to talk to them and tell them that there is hope for them. You see? Those boys out there killing themselves, they are not bad people. They are not. They are not bad people. They are not. You know what they are doing? They are crying for help. Will somebody tell us how to do this life thing? We don't know how to do life, and nobody's telling them. You see, the immediate people that should be there to tell them, either they don't know or they are not there. So they have to go and find another family that will love them, even love them unto death. That's sad, isn't it? And we are wasting talents and wasting lives and all that. I want you to know that you have a great purpose, and if you keep hooking up with me, keep coming, you understand? Your life is going to be great. Listen, there is something on me. Something on me. Anybody that gets close to me, it comes on them, and they will succeed. Are you listening to me? If you come close to me, it will come on you. Not come close to me or whatever, but come here. You understand? Yeah. But come here. Come and listen. Come and learn. Come and be encouraged. There's so many negative news out there. Come for some positive news. Come for some hope. Come for some encouragement. Let me tell you that you can. You know what? It doesn't matter who doesn't believe in you. I want you to believe in you. Believe in yourself that your life will amount to something. That you can do something with your life. Are you listening to me? When you believe in yourself, you do great things. If you don't believe in yourself, then obviously nothing can happen. So believe in yourself. You see, the will to win is nothing without the will to prepare to win. Everybody wants to succeed, every one of us. But if you are not willing to prepare to succeed, prepare means commit time, effort, deny yourself certain things up front and that kind of thing, yeah? If you don't do that, if you are not prepared to, prepared to win, then you may wish for everything else in the world. It won't happen. It takes preparation. That talent, that gift, that ability is a seed that God has put in your heart. It's there, it's a seed. For a seed to become an oak tree, what do you have to do with it? Plant it, water it, fertilize it, nurture it, prune it, and then one day, big oak tree. Then all the birds and the flies will be, having a good time in the branches, isn't it? Okay. Are you listening to me? Yes. Listen carefully. Maybe you are saying that, I'm not in a good position or a good place or whatever. You don't like who you are or where you are. Let me caution you. Don't focus on your deficiencies or the negative things in your life or things that you are not so good at or something that you think is missing in your life. You know what? Many people are unhappy. They are unhappy because instead of enjoying what they have and being grateful for what they have, their focus is on what they don't have. They are looking at what they don't have. But if you look at yourself, there's a lot of things you have that you can be grateful for. Focus on enjoying that and be grateful for that. If your neighbor or colleague has got something you haven't got, so be it. Your time will come. When that time comes, you also come, yeah, and you enjoy it. So don't worry about, if you have something in your life that you are not happy about, or because you are stuck, you are not stuck in that position. You can change, you can grow, and you can be more than you are. You can change, you can grow, and you can be more than you are. So if there's anything missing or lacking in your life, it's not the end of the world. Even if parents are not there or some big people are not there in your life, it's not the end of the world. Remember what I said 2 weeks ago? The match is already fixed. You have to play it. You might as well play to win. You have to do life. You don't have a choice. You have maybe 70 or 80, maybe 90 years ahead of you. How many do I have? 40? Okay. And that will take me to 100, isn't it? That's good. Okay. Yeah? Okay. So, you have a long life. You have to do it. You're not going to chicken out of life. Play to win. How many winners do I have here? How many winners? Who is going to play to win? Sana, raise your hand. Chantel, raise your hand. I want you to win. I want everyone to win. You know what? You know what? You know what? You are already a winner. You are already a winner. Let me tell you something. Your birth, which obviously happened despite the odds of millions to one. Remember when that meeting happened? There were a lot of those wriggly things that were running, swimming to go and catch the egg. Remember, you are the smart one. There were millions of them. You are the smart one. You spotted some beautiful egg there and said, I'll go and get it. And then you overrun everybody in spite of the odds. And now look at you, you happened. So you already won in your mother's womb before you were born. There's no reason for you to, lose in life. Are you listening to me? You were a winner. You started winning in your mother's womb. Before your mother conceived you, you were a winner. You are that sperm that was strong and virile and said, no, I'm not going to be eaten by other sperms. I'll go and get that egg. And then you happened, then look at you. You were a winner already. So let's win together. Keep coming here. Let's learn together. And you'll see that your life will change.